Hello, my brothers and sisters, Africans. I just want us to be on the same page here as far as the book, the Riot Act. I just want to emphasize that the title of the book is the Riot Act. Right? If this is an act that we're going to do, Riot Act is not violence. Riot Act is a concept of saying this is what you are going to do, this is what you have to do, which is what we're going to say to every system, every person, every nation that impedes African transformation, has impeded African transformation, and saying we are going to press the reset button. If you see the center of the book, there's a hand and a finger pressing on that button. So the revolutionary element amongst us is going to press the button and say, look, this is what's going to happen in Africa. We need the 12 months for us to plan, for us to know exactly what we want to do. Then we can have partners. And then this book, at the title, it says the Riot Act, right? The African Master Reset. So it's talking about what we're going to do. And then at the bottom, you see a circle, a gray circle, right? That circle says the Rapid Africa Plan, the fast-track modernization of Africa. So the concept of the fast-track modernization of Africa is in there. When we say fast-track, what do we mean? We mean that I call it a Harrier jump jet. Harrier jump jet is that aeroplane that just, it lifts off from where it is, right, vertically. So this is the Harrier jump jet process. What you say? Do you say frog leap or leap frog of Africa past 3 industrial revolutions to catch the 4th one? Because what we have to understand is that every technology leaves worth. The iPhone, I think it was 2016, in 1 quarter, right, made $8 billion profit. And the ancillary or supporting industries, $32 billion. Imagine just one technology. So we have to be aware of the agency that is required, the mode of the transformation that we require. We have to have that concept at the beginning as a mindset in our mind that we're going to all be together raising Africa very fast, which begs the idea that we need a sense of agency, and therefore we need to understand the concept, the basic concepts of this book. We don't have to read the 600 pages, because at the bottom of the book it says a third world transformation Bible. That's what it is, a modernization Bible. It's for a third world country to understand what to do to create a 30, 40-year modernization program. In other words, lifting that nation from the so-called third world to first world. That's why it's called a Bible. It's got a step-by-step, a program to do it. What I did is to study the science, purely the science of transforming a nation, organizational science, change science, the philosophies, the process, the mental mechanics of creating a new paradigm. What takes place, they call the biopsychodynamics. So you'll find this in the book. That's what the title is about. That's what it means. And then, so what do you do? Where do you start? Number one, I would like you to start at the appendix. Because of the sense of agency, I created what I call the hitting the ground map, so that we don't start to debate again on what to do. We don't think about having a meeting so that we can think about having a meeting, to think and to plan about having a meeting so that we can, in 10 years, think about doing that meeting and have nothing done. So I put together the team. I put together the idea that first thing by September, we must have the vision of Africa, because in fact we need to do it earlier, but because of process. I said by the 30th of September, because China is already daily is coming with a structured process of what to do, apart from populating Africa. So we need to have that sense of agency. We need to do something now. So I laid the program, which I call the project, the visionary project. I call it the re-entrepreneuring project. Re-entrepreneuring simply means thinking a new, valuable, or powerful idea. A powerful idea is what Africa is going to be. What is the vision? See, the leading idea is Africa, a leading continent in 50 years with, I can't tell you the trillions because you won't believe them, of GDP. But it's all worked out mathematically. So when you have done that, you want to go and read the chapter that says, in fact, first of all, read the preface, read Thinking Africa, and then read, or maybe no, read the Riot Act, then read Rethinking Africa, then read My Son, if you want to wait 100 years. See, this book is a letter to you. Are you a youth? A youth, I mean 55 and below. Because the next enterprise, the next African business or economic space or wealth creation machine that we want to design and we want to implement will benefit you in your lifetime and your children and our children, our grandchildren and our children. And you are our children. I'm a senior, 60s. I'm over the hill. But you see, what I say to myself is that I want to give my children a map. My children, I mean you. See, when you are 55, that means I had you when I was 8 years old. You see, but for the purpose of definition, we're saying the youth is 55 because why? Because it's their next enterprise. Why should you allow old ballets to run your system? They can help you design it. Nyerere said, our children may learn our history, but we must be the architects of the future. So there you are. We designed it. I didn't do it for myself. I did it for everybody who is the senior, right? Brothers, we are giving our children this map, the Riot Act, the Rapid Africa Plan, the fast track modernization of Africa. So you must quickly go and read the Riot Act, read Rethinking Africa, and then read My Children. Like I said, it's a letter to the children. It's written like that, So you read My Children. If you want to wait 100 years, wait for the African Union. There's nothing there, right? And then go read the story of the African Union so that you can understand that the African Union is not positioned in the next year, the following year, the following year, the third year, the fourth year, the fifth year, to put together a vision and an action plan with a sense of agency. In fact, they are being used by China to sell Africa to China. Boom. So now that's what we are talking about. So this book, that's what it is about. See, this book has got a structure, a very simple concept. Any modernization system follows a concept. You see, by the way, I'm letting you see this. I sent a video where I said I'm now going to be the interim president. There has to be one person who's leading. It's not a game. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to believe it, because only a few people that will do something for the people will the people begin to wake up. That's what it's about. So what I'm saying is that read these concepts. Number one is that you need to you need to detach from every impeding system. That's what the Riot Act is about. And then, my children, don't wait for the African Union. Let's get this done. We have a plan. We have a vision. We have a process, all completely designed by an engineer. Engineer gives you the product that you want. If you want, make me a small aeroplane. That's what I'll do for you. Make me a big aeroplane. Make me a wide aeroplane. Make me a military airplane. Make me a what carrier. That's what I do for you. Engineers, they produce what is required. So that's what I did. That is the basis of this design. It's very scientific, and is very specific, and is very detailed to the janitor. Let me put it that way. So basically, I'm talking about the book so that we don't get lost. The book is not a book. It's a book. Somebody says you're confusing me. It's not a book. It's a manual. That's why it is blue. The blue book or the modernization of Africa. The blue book. I'm handing you, my kids, my children, the blue book. You see, you can go on and talk about history. Hey, they did this to us, they did that, they did that. I call it cry baby. Africans, you are cry babies. Stop crying. Do something. Boom, boom. Yeah, I have one of my kids. She used to cry all the time. The other kids, they tease her, and she used to cry all the time. I said, look, when they come next time to tease you, right, you be in control. You tell them what you want. You tell them what they want. You don't want, don't say, don't mess with me. And now she's become the very aggressive. She's being, in a nice way, she's become the very aggressive one. I'm going to do this, daddy, and she does it. I'm going to do this, dad. I'm going to have a license. And she went, I'm going to buy a car, and she does it. Yeah, she's still in college. You see what I'm saying, guys? When you are set, in your mind, and you're principled to do something, which is what Africans are not principled to do something. We say what talk. Why? It's not our fault. It's because it's the mindset. The culture was killed, so we're dead. At the visionary level, we haven't been doing things. People have been doing things for us for decades. They've been thinking for us. They've been telling us what to do. It's not our fault. But I'm saying we are recreating a culture, a new culture, with a new vision, driving what to do. And it's all conceptualized in the book, The Riot Act. It's for you. It's not me and my family. Me and my family, guys, we are here in America here. My kids are graduated, and I'm done. I'm retired. And I'm still very young. At 63, you can see that. So here we are. Guys, it's not a game. Right now, the president is talking. But like I said, I got to focus on the modernization program. It's a busy job. Plus, you are going to have the credibility. After 1 year of putting this in process, I'll have the credibility. Then I can be the interim president. But for now, my deputy, Rawlings, is going to do it. These presidents, they're all like you all. No, they want something. They want Africa to change. But nobody has figured out what to do. And God gives each person a mission. God gave me the mission to design what to do. Because ultimately, it's what you do that makes the difference. Go get the book, The Riot Act. It's not for me, it's not my book. I don't decide to somebody said, oh, maybe you want to make money. Guys, I was born to be a businessman. I was a businessman when I was 27. A book is nothing. How much does it make? This mission has actually distracted me from making the money, but God put me into this mission for a reason. And that's why we're here, my brothers. If you like, you can continue writing and videos, and it's up to you. That means you're not part of the visionary team. But for those that really want to know, we've been saying, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? The Riot Act, the Rapid Africa Plan, the fast-track modernization of Africa. Is there any other way you can express this? Is there a better way? Fast-track, high jump jet, right? Boom. 3 industrial revolution, boom. 4th industrial revolution, making the money, making the wealth. Technology. Every technology leaves wealth. That's what we're talking about. I'm going to do a presidential address, and I'm trying to think. I'm going to start by just putting it on these WhatsApp groups, and then we'll find a medium. We're working on a medium, but if there's an existing medium that's one that carry this story, they're welcome to do that. That we now have a president in Africa, because there has to be somebody who can speak to the other leader and say, guys, this is what we're doing in Africa. Time to go back to your nations. Focus on your nations, on Africa. We can do better by ourselves. Boom.